Now on CoastTV News.
Electric vehicles, a hot topic across the state and the focus of an event in Milford today. A fire resulting in $1 million in damages, how the Ocean View fire started.
And it was quite a beautiful day on Delmarva, mostly sunny skies, quite summer-like. Our Sunday, well, it's going to feature more clouds and more wet conditions as I'm tracking a round of showers and storms. I'll let you know how long the unsettled weather is going to be sticking around in my full forecast.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
100% electrical vehicles, a EV education event today in Milford. Good evening, I'm Brandon Ferguson. Welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight with electrical vehicle debate in Delaware. Electrical vehicles and hybrid vehicles lined up at the I.G. Burton BMW of Milford this morning. The BMW dealership hosted an EV education event from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. CoastTV News reporter Zakia Jennings shows us what the event had to offer in the midst of heavy discussion about Delaware's EV mandate.
Electric vehicles at I.G. Burton BMW of Milford. MJ Laughlin, vice president and COO of the company, says they were out on display for the public to learn more about them and even get hands-on experience with them.
There's been a lot of hype, a lot of publicity, pros, cons, so we really wanted to invite the public out, give them an opportunity to test drive the vehicles, climb in the vehicles, and really check them out and answer any questions that anybody would have.
Many people showed up, some looking to see if they're ready to make the switch to an electric vehicle, and others, like Dana Seifred, looking for her next EV.
I like EVs because they're very convenient. We get to charge at home for the most part. Traveling, we can just charge on the road pretty easily. And the environmental impact is very important to me.
Governor Matt Meyer recently affirmed his opposition of former Governor John Carney's EV mandate. Laughlin, who says he is a fan of EVs, supports the governor's decision.
I think it's got to be their choice with the vehicle they want to drive, whether it's a combustible engine, it's fully electric, or it's a hybrid type vehicle, but it really needs to be their choice. Nobody wants to be mandated.
In Milford, Zakia Jennings, Coast TV News.
Now to Ocean View tonight, a fire broke out, damaging multiple houses. On your screen now is where this fire started on Scarborough Lane in the Ocean View Beach Club community. And this shot on your screen now was about 5:30 tonight in Ocean View. And the Delaware State Fire Marshals say the blaze started from a pile of mulch next to a home and then spread quickly to surrounding trees and other houses. 4 homes in total were damaged and no injuries were reported. Delaware State Fire Marshal has ruled the fire accidental, resulting in a total of $1 million in damages. A joint effort between Maryland and Delaware State Police has led to an arrest in a deadly shooting in Salisbury last year. The shooting happened last June when authorities say Franklin Rodriguez of Miami was shot and killed on East Naylor Mill Road. The suspect fled that night and investigators spent months working the case. But late last night, Delaware State Police received an anonymous tip leading them to arresting a man in a Millsboro parking lot. Troopers moved in and arrested 28-year-old Fernando Medina Moreta of Lincoln. He now faces first and second-degree murder charges for that 2024 Salisbury shooting. In Milton, officials are looking to put a halt to truck traffic in town. Many neighbors say big rigs like this often roll through making loud noise and causing their homes to shake. Town officials are now working with DelDOT to potentially update signs directing trucks to an alternate route. The Milton mayor and town council are scheduled to review a presentation from DelDOT on the signage changes and talk about the proposed ordinance at the next council meeting on Monday. Staying in Milton, the town is also now asking the Army Corps of Engineers for help in protecting from flood damage and erosion. The town's location between the Broadkill River and the Delaware Bay makes it particularly vulnerable. The town is asking the Army Corps of Engineers for funds to conduct studies and consider projects to restore and conserve the area. At that same Milton Town Council meeting on Monday, officials will debate whether they're considering sending to the Army Corps about this. If accepted, the federal government would fund the feasibility study completely up to $200,000. Some locals we spoke with yesterday say Milton needs the help.
Protecting is most important for the future generations. They're going to inherit, and we want to leave a healthy legacy for our children to be able to live healthy environments, chemical-free, and protect our waterways.
With an average elevation just 60 feet above sea level, flooding is a concern across the whole state of Delaware, and Milton is just the latest town here in Sussex County looking to deal with the problem, but they certainly won't be the last. And we're now going to take a live look outside into Kent County, into Dover, from our Bay Health Kent campus camera. And our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobuono, joins us. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening, Brandon. What a day it was on the Delmarva Peninsula. Feeling more, well, like late June. We had temperatures soaring into the upper 80s today. 86 was our high in Georgetown. It was a bit breezy, but we had mostly sunny skies. 83 Salisbury, and we had 75 in Ocean City. It's been quite a pleasant evening out there, quite balmy. 63 in Ocean City. You see winds out of the southwest at about 14 miles an hour. And temperatures right now are generally in the upper 60s. 69 Millsboro, we're at 70 in Laurel, 69 in Milton, and we are at 69 in Harrington. We had some breezy conditions at times today, gusts upwards of 30 miles an hour. Right now we're seeing gusts at the coast anywhere from 18 in Bethany to 24 in Ocean City. Well, we've been in kind of a bit of a dome protecting us from all the activity back off to the west. Quite an active day, basically north and west of the I-95 corridor, where they had some severe thunderstorm warnings there. But see the spin across Ohio. That area of low pressure is basically going to be spinning areas of showers and thunderstorms really throughout the area over the next 2 to 3 days. So tomorrow, late morning into the early afternoon, that is kind of the time frame when we're going to see a round of showers and downpours move through the area. We keep it unsettled through Monday. I think most of Tuesday is dry, and then we're going to really begin to dry out through midweek with temperatures holding in the 70s. So mostly cloudy skies, a damp day with scattered showers and storms, especially between about 10 and 4 p.m. We'll talk about how much rain we could expect to see and when we expect more of that sunshine we had today roll back in, coming up in that full 7 day. Brandon.
Thank you, Chris. And now to some local politics. It's been 100 days since Matt Meyer became Delaware's governor. So far, his administration has focused on major issues like affordable housing, job growth, and public education, calling for better teacher pay and stricter cell phone rules in classrooms. While some support the direction, others say they want to see more detailed plans. And while Meyer cites national instability as a challenge, critics say his attention should stay in Delaware.
One of the things that I'd be critical of this governor in is that I wish that he, from my perspective, would stop campaigning and start governing.
Governor Meyer has also introduced 3 new tax brackets as part of his proposed budget, which is still under review in the first state. Now to the ongoing impacts of tariffs. It could cost you more to repair your car. Another round of auto tariffs went into effect today. This latest round impacts car parts. Jen Sullivan looks at how much consumers could be paying.
Most car parts imported into the U.S. will now be hit with a 25% tariff. A CNN analysis found it could add an average of $4,000 per vehicle. Many in the auto industry are worried it could rock the entire car market.
We have to keep the vehicle affordable for Americans. That's the balancing act.
Even American-made Fords have some foreign parts, and those parts coming from other countries will be subject to the import tax. Last year, the U.S. imported over $197 billion in automotive parts from other countries, according to U.S. Automotive Aftermarket. President Donald Trump is hoping the tariffs entice automakers to open more plants in the U.S., creating more American jobs.
We have to look at whether these policies really change our competitors' commitment to America.
General Motors says the tariffs could cost the company between $4 to $5 billion this year. But the CEO says she doesn't expect those costs to fall on consumers in the near future.
Pricing is going to stay about at the same levels that it is.
This is the latest round of tariffs hitting the auto industry since Trump took office. Last month, the Trump administration implemented a 25% tariff on all cars imported into the U.S. And while consumers may not see prices go up right away, many experts warn that could change.
The tariffs have yet to really come into effect, and when they do, there's going to be a very different economic mood.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
The White House says automakers assembling cars in the U.S. will be able to offset some of the tariffs equal to about 3.75% of the manufacturer's suggested retail price for the first year. And if you head over to CoastTV.com, we have a tariff tab on our website covering some of the local impacts of the tariffs from the Trump administration.
Well, we're going to be ending the weekend on a damp note. You can see rain chances really begin to ramp up tomorrow morning through the afternoon time frame before we see them wane and then kind of ramp up again Monday afternoon. We'll talk all about all the rain chances coming up in the full 7-day forecast here in minutes.
Coming up next, we have a full breakdown of all of the top stories that happened on Delmarva this week. We'll be back in just 60 seconds. From Delaware funding threats to a new machine at the Food Bank of Delaware in Milford, there was a lot going on this week here on the coast, and Charlie Sakaitis has a look at our week in review.
Monday, the Food Bank of Delaware in Milford unveiled their new machine which helps break down food waste. It's called the Orca, and it can process between 800 and 1,000 pounds of food waste in a 24-hour period. Tuesday, we learned that several Delaware organizations are facing immediate funding threats. It's due to the Trump administration's efforts to dismantle AmeriCorps. Attorney General Kathy Jennings is co-leading a coalition of 24 states and Washington, D.C. in a lawsuit that would block the cuts. Wednesday, April 30th, marked 50 years since the fall of Saigon. While American combat troops left after the 1973 Paris Peace Accords, for 2 years there were still American contractors and military personnel in South Vietnam. It was a chaotic evacuation in the final hours and a moment that you can learn more about from veterans right here on Delmarva through an in-depth story on CoastTV.com. Thursday, Delaware Governor Matt Meyer established a new office dedicated to gun violence prevention and community safety. The new office will coordinate efforts between state, local governments, and community organizations. And in related news, Friday marked 100 days since Governor Matt Meyer took office. So far, his administration has focused on major issues like affordable housing, job growth, and public education, calling for better teacher pay and stricter cell phone rules in classrooms. For your Week in Review, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
National Weather Service staff shortages. How could this impact your weather alerts?
And you want to grab the umbrella tomorrow morning if you're heading to brunch. We are going to see a round of some scattered showers and even a rumble of thunder late part of the morning through the early afternoon. And we're going to have a few more unsettled days ahead. I'll break it all down in my full forecast when Coast TV News at 11 continues. I hope everyone is having an enjoyable weekend. Well, we're not going to be as nice as we were today. Come tomorrow, cloud cover with scattered showers and downpours rolling through the area, as you'll see here momentarily. Right now, pretty pleasant out there. We're at 68 in Salisbury, winds out of the south at about 7 miles an hour. We're at 70 in Lewis, 69 Rehoboth Beach, 67 Bethany, 70 in Millsboro, and we're at 70 in Bridgeville. We had some gusts upwards of 30 today. Pretty quiet as far as the winds go. Inland, still seeing some winds anywhere between about 16 to 17 along the coast. 86 degrees, so we were a good 14 degrees above that average high of 72, the record 90, so it could be even hotter this time of year. That was back in 1965. So we have a small craft advisory up from Lewis down through Fenwick. That is up through 7 a.m. Sunday. Further to the south, that runs through about 4 a.m. Could still see some winds upwards of 25 miles an hour. Bayside, that's up through 6 on Sunday. Well, it's been pretty active north and west of Delmarva, basically north and west of I-95. We had multiple severe thunderstorm warnings north and west of D.C., Baltimore, north and west of Philly. And you can see plenty more moisture back off to the west. This cold front is going to be pushing through tomorrow, bringing showers and storms. But you see this area of low pressure behind the front? Yeah, it's going to kind of sag back away from the front and kind of hang out across the Ohio Valley really over the next 2 to 3 days. And it's going to kind of provide us with some on and off shower and thunderstorms. So we're not going to be completely out of the shower and thunderstorm threat, I think, until at least Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe. So we're cloudy overnight, quite mild, lower to mid 60s as far as overnight lows are concerned. Showers and storms tomorrow. The day as a whole, not a complete washout. Then as we go into Monday, kind of the same deal. The morning and I think through midday is dry, and then we get into another round of showers and storms by the evening. So a damp start. I think the window of steadier rain comes between about 10 to 4, and then along the coast, we're at 72 in Lewis, 66 in Rehoboth, 71 in Dewey, with a kind of a wet, damp day along the coast. So there you see, by around noon tomorrow, downpour moving through Georgetown, Ellendale, Milton, and then that shower activity rolls through the coast by around 4 or 5 o'clock. Then we dry out through the evening. Pretty dry for most of Monday, but I think we could see some more showers and maybe even a gusty thunderstorm Monday afternoon. Rainfall totals, not all that impressive. Half an inch, maybe as much as 3/4 of an inch over the next 2 to 3 days. So not expecting any flooding concerns. And you could see the rain chances really begin to kind of diminish as we go into Tuesday and then midweek. And then it's not until I think Thursday, Friday time frame we deal with another system that could give us a round of rain. Cinco de Mayo, we're looking at those showers and storms by the afternoon. We do quiet things down by midweek. Temperatures holding in the mid to upper 70s. We do cool things down briefly into Friday before we're looking better by Saturday with highs around 72.
Thank you, Chris. Hurricane season starts on June 1st, and there are a lot of dark clouds hovering over the National Weather Service now. The nation's forecasting agency has lost nearly 600 staffers since President Donald Trump's second term started in January, leaving some bureaus short-staffed. Some of those offices are in major areas, including New York City, Houston, and Tampa. OpenAI has withdrawn an update to ChatGPT. The rollback comes just 4 days after the update was introduced. The decision was made after ChatGPT was criticized on social media. Users said ChatGPT would react with exaggerated praise to their prompts. Experts have long warned of the dangers associated with chatbots' behavior. The industry worries about a large language models tailoring their responses to the user's perceived beliefs. OpenAI announced it would allow people to use an earlier version that displayed more balanced behavior. Coming up on CoastTV News at 11, China reviewing U.S. trade proposals. We have that full story next. China says it's reviewing proposals from the United States to begin trade talks. That's according to a statement from China's Commerce Ministry spokesperson yesterday. The comments signal a shift in tone. Beijing had been defiant amid heightened tensions with the U.S. due to President Donald Trump's tariff war. Continuing, the Trump administration is urging the Supreme Court to get involved in the fight to give the Department of Government Efficiency access to Social Security data. The latest emergency appeal to reach the court follows a divided decision from an appeals court Wednesday. That ruling continued to block Elon Musk Doge from accessing the information. The judge said that the data Doge was seeking exceeded what, quote, all but the few most experienced and trusted at the administration itself are permitted to review. The U.S. economy added a stronger than expected 177,000 jobs in April. That was a slight slowdown from March, but it was more than the 135,000 jobs experts were expecting the economy to add last month. Meanwhile, the unemployment rate was unchanged at 4.2%, a historically low level. That number was in line with economists' expectations. Coming up tomorrow on Meet the Press, sits down exclusively with President Donald Trump to discuss concerns that the U.S. may dip into a recession as he pursues his economic agenda. And looking back on his first 100 days in office, that conversation is tomorrow at 9 a.m. right here on Coast TV. Driverless semi-trucks are making their mark on highways in the Lone Star State. Autonomous trucking firm Aurora announced Thursday it launched commercial service in Texas. The self-driving trucks are doing a regular long-haul routes between Dallas and Houston. The semis have computers and sensors that can see up to 4 football field lengths. During the 4 years of practice hauls, the self-driving technology was able to complete over 1,200 miles without a human in the truck. After the break here on Coast TV News at 11, as we take a live look into Ocean City, we have a final check on your forecast. Each Friday, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV. You can sign up now for our Feel Good Friday newsletter at coasttv.com/sign-up. Mother's Day is right around the corner next week, and Americans are planning to spend big on mom. According to the National Retail Federal, a little over $34 billion. Billions with a B is expected to be spent on Mother's Day this year. On average, consumers plan to spend more than $250 on gifts and celebrations. Flowers continue to be the most popular gift, followed by cards and special outings. We have covered Cruisin' OC for the first 3 days, and the event continues. Tomorrow is the final day from 9 to 3. Tomorrow at the Inlet Lot, the final car show and sponsor show will take place. And at 2, that same lot, when the grand finale awards are. I was there myself yesterday, and the custom cars and trucks are quite the sight to see. And it was a perfect day outside, Chris, but tomorrow, will that trend continue?
Unfortunately, we're going to have more clouds and some scattered showers and downpours rolling through the area. Not going to feel like summer like we had today. 64, so a mild overnight, cloudy with a spotty shower. And then there tomorrow, 75, scattered showers and storms, especially through the middle part of the day. Not a complete washout. Same deal for Monday. We're looking at partly sunny skies with showers and storms rolling in by the evening. You can get your latest forecast by dialing the First Alert Weather phone. Now, your 10-day forecast shows 79 by Tuesday. I think most of Tuesday is trending drier, as well as Wednesday, mostly sunny skies. And then as we get into Thursday and Friday time frame, we're looking at another system rolling through, dropping us down to 67. But early look at Mother's Day for the moms, we're looking pretty nice. Partly cloudy skies and a high of 74.
Thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Saturday Night Live starts right now. Have a great night.